holiday in particular, who knows that song, right? It starts, let us turn our thoughts today on Martin Luther King, right? I think the choir sang that some years ago. And so as I said, it's a shame that we only think about Martin Luther King very intentionally once a year, one weekend a year, right? And through the years, I've always wondered why preachers even bother to preach on this holiday when he preached so beautifully, he speechified so beautifully. And you maybe remember, some of you have been around for longer than others, that one year, when I was midway through writing a sermon, I was writing a sermon about the speech called Beyond Vietnam. And then I thought, why don't I just share the speech itself? Remember? It's a very long speech. It's triple the length of a sermon that you normally hear from this pulpit. So I trimmed it down a little bit, but it was still a half hour long. And we were all struck by the fact that it could have been really preached instead of 40 years ago. It could have been preached 4 days ago, right? He was so smart. He knew things. He knew things then. So what's important, I think, to remember, I'm always very intentional. That's a good word. That English degree again. Of holding up that Reverend King was a reverend. He was a minister, right? He wore a stole like this. He wore a suit. He wore a stole. And so his theology intersected with his politics. His theology was political. So when we hear this fussing about, the minister's getting too political, we never hear that here. There's no way to separate those two things, right? There's no way to separate, as Perry showed us, from what's in your heart for how you speak about it, or hear things, or how you see things. So, speaking of our theology and our politics intersecting, yesterday, as I said, 29 people got on a very uncomfortable school bus. Kiddos, I don't know how you sit on the school buses, except your legs are a little shorter than the people who were on the bus yesterday, right? And we went to Hartford to march in the 3rd annual march, to raise our voices. And it was a good day. It was a really good day for democracy. It was a really good day for justice, the principle that we are celebrating as our ministry theme this month. And there were great signs, as you saw. Speakers that we could actually hear this year, right? Last year we could hear nothing. And a jubilant crowd, a really happy, just open to receiving all of those words of inspiration. And it was the least crowded march of the 4 marches All Souls has traveled in the past 2 years. And I missed all the people. Last year there were 10,000 people in Hartford, and this year there were 2,500. And all week, many of us, not just me, many of us wondered why the numbers were clearly going to go so down. We booked 2 buses. We canceled the second one on Wednesday. We did not fill one bus this year. And so over and over again, what we kept on hearing is that people are fatigued. Raise your hand if you're tired. Yeah. We don't have time for fatigue. There's no time. I think I mentioned this in a sermon a couple of months ago, right? I think that I did. So I'm going to turn it over to Reverend King today. I'm going to throw him under the bus for this. So no matter how distant the dream of justice was, no matter how far away it seemed to Dr. King, and it seemed very, let's not kid ourselves, it seemed very, very far away to Dr. King and all the people with whom he worked. He always saw a light. He always made himself see a light at the end of the tunnel. He always held hope. determination, tenacity in the center of his work in the movement. And you know what? He was tired. He was always tired. You read anything about Dr. King, what does it say? He was tired. He was stressed out. His house was bombed with his children in it. He was tired. His favorite hymn that we all just sang so powerfully, you all felt the power in the room, right? You all felt that moment we all experienced together. The lyric of that hymn is what? I am tired. I am weak. I am worn. I am tired. I am weak. I am worn. That was his favorite hymn. Right? It wasn't, oh, I woke up this morning. Such as I love. Oh, I woke up this morning. And so he kept on, and he said, as Isis so beautifully shared, I have the personal faith that humankind will somehow rise up to the occasion and give new directions to an age drifting rapidly to its doom. Raise your hand if you feel we're drifting rapidly to our doom. Only the children aren't raising their hands. In spite of the tensions, he continued, and uncertainties of this period, something profoundly meaningful is taking place. He believed that. He really believed that. And so I'm asking you, not so rhetorically, do you have the personal faith that in spite of the tensions and uncertainties of this period, something profoundly meaningful is taking place? Do you have that personal faith? Amen. Some of you don't. Some of you do. Do you have the personal faith that old systems of exploitation and oppression are passing away, and out of the womb of a frail world, new systems of justice and equality are being born? Doors of opportunity are gradually, so gradually, being opened for those at the bottom of society, and the shirtless and the barefoot of the land are developing a new sense of, and I love this word, some-bodiness. Let's say that together. Some-bodiness. And carving a tunnel of hope through the dark mountain of despair. Do you have that personal faith? How is it with your faith, dear one? Because you know when you are tired, and you are weak, and you are worn, you know what put that light in Dr. King's heart and mind, and in his hands and in his feet. His faith. His faith. His faith in his God, and also faith in his people. Faith in his community. The people who walked with him, who marched with him, who strategized with him, who fed him. A community that felt a rumbling of something new, something that might be possible, might be possible. A community that was claiming a sense of some-bodiness. Let's say it again together. Some-bodiness. Are we finally developing a sense of some-bodiness? All photos from across the country that you could see yesterday. And who went on Facebook and saw all the pictures from all over the country of marches everywhere? You saw that. This was my favorite from yesterday. Amen. This was Hartford, where we were. As you can see, it's a group of young people. The light is just bouncing off of their faces. I asked if I could take this picture of them. They were so excited. Oh my God, they were all like rumpled up together. And I took that picture and I said to them, you are all so beautiful. And I had to keep myself from weeping. I didn't want them to see like the crazy lady taking a picture of us. I wanted them to hear that, right? Look at that. Wouldn't you all have said to them, you are all so beautiful? old alike, is beginning to rise up from out of the darkness. I think, I hope, I have faith that we are seeing the light and that we're not alone in carrying the banner. You saw our brave, good, hardy souls yesterday carrying our banner that everybody, I'm telling you, wants a picture of because it's so big. Right? As Sid said yesterday. It's so big. It makes such a big statement. It says something about who we are as a church, as a faith, as a congregation. Some years ago, on the 5th anniversary of the war in Iraq, Lynette and I were talking about this yesterday, I invited all of you to go up to Hartford to protest that 5th anniversary that we were all so despairing of. And I encouraged you, Lynette reminded me, to move out of your comfort zone. If you'd never been on a bus, to go to a march, to get on that bus with people you know, people you sit with on Sunday morning, who you have coffee with, who you volunteer with at the meal center. And 60-some odd people went up to Hartford that day. And since then, we get on buses all the time. We have a system now. It's like no problem. It's no problem at all. And it's less out of our comfort zone because we're doing it more. It's a practice. We're disciplined. And we're less tired when we do it together, right? Sid and Lynette, 5 years ago, that was your first time on a bus and going to a march, right? They've been on every bus since. Every bus since. So we know, Dr. King said every crisis has both its dangers and its opportunities, right? Its dangers and opportunities. It can spell, I love this, either salvation or doom. In a dark, confused world, he said, the kingdom of God may yet reign in the hearts of men. And so it's true, the crisis through which we are living now, it's dangerous, right? No one's denying that it is dangerous. But really, 2019 is no more dangerous than 1964, or than 1865, or 1914, or 1939. It's no more dangerous. But we're right to be freaked out. But we are not right to say we're tired and not show up. It's not right. So when you're tired, and we're all tired, you sing that hymn. I am tired. I am weak. I am worn. Through the dark, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand. And if precious Lord isn't for you, figure out something else. Precious Lord, take my hand and lead me home. You are home here. And you are home in the world. Claim your space. Claim your mark. Claim your voice. Use your hands. Use your feet. And go in peace. And return great joy.